invited me to speak. A man should be judged not by the color of his skin, but by the content of his character. These were the words that resonated from the oratory of Dr. King as he fought for the release of African Americans from the insidious grip that segregation had placed on their minds and their psyche. Now, he did not live to see it, but today, there is much for him to applaud. In 2008, only about 40 years after his demise, what most African Americans dreamed of, but never thought they would see, became a reality. A black man, yes, a black man, Barack Obama, became president. History repeated itself again in 2012 when he was re-elected overwhelmingly to a second term. This he would applaud. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. Now, this dream has been both realized and actualized. Clearly, he would applaud the fact that 43 African American men and women are now members of Congress, one of whom, Congressman John Lewis, marched with him as a young man and spoke on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. He would also applaud the fact that the two New Jersey state senators, Senator Cory Booker and Senator Bob Menendez, are both minorities. Yes, Dr. King would applaud. Dr. King once said, "Hatred paralyzes life. Love releases it. Hatred confuses life. Love harmonizes it. Hatred darkens life, and love illuminates it." He will most certainly applaud the fact that a man will be prepared to die rather than see segregation, oppression, and injustice prevail. After fighting vigorously against the dehumanizing system of apartheid, and as a result spending 27 years in prison, Nelson Mandela emerged triumphant. As South Africa's first black president, he saw peace and reconciliation. Dr. King would applaud. And surely, he would applaud Oprah Winfrey for her philanthropic endeavors. For Jay-Z and all the other African-American men who are role models, he would applaud. For Jennifer Hudson, Halle Berry, Denzel Washington, Jamie Foxx, and all the other African-Americans who have won Oscars and awards and are now mainstream actors, Dr. King would applaud. Now, despite all these gains, Dr. King would still find reason to continue the march. In an article in Look, Dr. King wrote, "We call our demonstration a campaign for jobs and income because we feel that the economic question is the most crucial that black people and poor people are confronting. Today, the unemployment rate for African Americans is 13%, compared to the national average of just 7.3%. For that, he would continue to march." Poverty troubled Dr. King's spirit. He once said, "Like a monstrous octopus, poverty spreads its nagging, prehensile tentacles into the hamlets and villages all over the world. 2/3 of the people of this world will go to bed hungry tonight. They are ill-housed, they are ill-nourished, and they are shabbily clad. And much of the situation has not changed today. Surely he will continue to march. He has also won the Nobel Peace Prize, so as long as war in Syria, Sudan, and Afghanistan persists, he will continue to march. For the skyrocketing cost of education, that disenfranchises and eliminates lower-income families, he will continue to march. For the alarming statistics of African-American men incarcerated, he will continue to march. For justice in the court system, he will continue to march. For Trayvon Martin, he will continue to march. For the racism still being experienced by our very own president, he would continue to march. You know, he can find a lot of things to put his hands together and applaud today, but I can still hear him say, the check has not yet cleared. And for that, we must continue to march. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.